With Everest live sandboxing and AI, we can drive down implementation times to weeks, and we can drive down customization times to minutes.
Hey folks, I'm Apurv. I'm a partner at Altimeter, and today I'm joined with Franz and Sandeep, the founders of Everest. The world's largest ERPs were built not in the last decade, in the last century. SAP in the 70s, Oracle NetSuite in the 80s, QuickBooks in the 90s. Customers are entrenched in ERP. Why reinvent this, Franz? What inspired you to rebuild ERP?
Apurv, a lot of things have changed the last years, right? It is internet, it's cloud, it's AI. While business got more and more complex, we are trying to do a first principle approach to build now an ERP for the new business. So far, business users have to do their jobs, is it planning, HR, expense management, and so on, gated by their IT. And if you look at the ERPs of the 80s, they don't fulfill the requirements and solve the complexities of these times. With Everest, by using AI, by being cloud native, by implementing the new business processes, we bring the ERP into this century and give especially control back to the business users.
So Sandeep, there's no shortage of ERPs. You've got SAP and QuickBooks and NetSuite and all these other little widgets out there. What makes Everest stand out? Why do we need a new ERP?
Apurv, what's so frustrating for business users is the whole point of these systems is to help the business run faster and cheaper and more efficiently. But these same solutions are holding the businesses back because changes are just so difficult to make in any of these systems as your business operates. Now, with AI, combined with a technology called live sandboxing, business users can themselves make any change they want in the system simply by writing in a few words in natural language using AI. Now, frankly, developers have had these tools for years in the form of tools like Git, but these tools are now being made available for the first time to business users in an ERP environment.
The question we've been talking about is what happens to ERP in 10 years? Or how will AI transform ERP?
What will stay also in future is that companies have to close their books or companies have to fulfill the legal requirements. That's obvious. What will change is how software systems and systems will solve these problems. And when you look at how a software system in future will be constructed, there will be a base system which we call business operating system, which will enable to fulfill the guarantees a software provider and a system provider will give to the customer, which I call the guardrails or the guarantees and the tests which we are providing. The software itself will be more and more generated. So the system has to be composed out of components which are more and more as we go be generated. And what we as a software and system provider will do, we will give the guarantee that the legal requirement and the customer requirements are fulfilled.
Fascinating. So some things never change. Closing the books will not change, but the way we build that operating system will evolve with the role of AI.
Everest provides a full set of pre-integrated applications to run the financials and the operations of a company efficiently. These applications range from banking, quote to cash, procure to pay, record to report, and even people. Now with Everest Sandboxing, for the first time ever in an ERP system, business users have the ability to develop customizations and test them before pushing them into production, driving down the customization time to minutes from weeks before. Let's go ahead and show you some of this capability. I'm going to enter a sandbox that I've created for revenue forecasting. And I'm going to head over to the revenue waterfall. What the revenue waterfall shows is the scheduled revenue based on the sales orders and revenue contracts in the system. Developing a new customization is incredibly simple. All it takes is a couple of sentences in natural language and picking the right inputs in the system, and you have a customization defined. Once defined, you can simply test it by clicking on it. And there you have it, a revenue forecast for the next 3 years that you can play with And once you're happy with what you have, you can push these changes into production through a merge process in the system itself. With Everest live sandboxing and AI, we can drive down implementation times to weeks, and we can drive down customization times to minutes, as business users are themselves able to change the software at any point in time.
So in conclusion, if you are looking for a modern-day, cloud-native, AI-enabled ERP, give Everest a try.